Tall and slender, walking stiffly with swinging shoulders in their well-pressed, too hot for summer suits, their collars high and tight about their necks, and trousers that ballooned upward from cuffs fitting snug about their ankles. And we are looking good. Thank you.
I learned about style from 3 gentlemen and a couple of ladies in my family. I stand here representing so many generations of men who have liberated themselves in style. Andrew Bolton, curator in charge of the Costume Institute.
Although several of our recent shows have addressed issues of race and identity, such as In America and Anthology of Fashion, which focused on untold stories and hidden figures in fashion, this is our first show that directly addresses the impact of race on sartorial style. And for this reason,
To survive, right? As soon as Africans were kind of swept up into the slave trade and were dressed in ways, right, that in some ways doubled, right, their sense of being possessed or owned, they understood immediately that fashion and dress have power, right? So I mean, Africans in that situation also brought with them their own traditions and hierarchies related to fashion and dress, right? So Black Dandyism is where those things meet, right? Is where, conceptions of European dandyism meet, right? Some kind of African inclinations, right? About adornment in particular, right? So, right? I mean, Harlem. What's beautiful about Harlem in the early part of the 20th century is that it was, one of the largest, if not the largest, Black neighborhood in the U.S., right? Where finally there was a kind of intra-Black, right, conversation around fashion, style, and dress that sometimes, again, had to do with respectability, and then sometimes had to do with like an act of refusal, right? I mean, a beautiful act of refusal and provocation, right? So I would locate it.